Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Ukrainian special today. We were going to have a great journalist, Mark Galeotti from London, who writes about Putin and Russia on, but he is briefing the military and cannot make it. So I, with comparatively far less knowledge about said issues, are going to speak for the hour. We were trying to get an expert. We will potentially get him at a later date. We've had him on the show before. He wrote a book called The Vori, Russia's Super Mafia. He also wrote a book called What the West Gets Wrong About Putin. And he is one of the preeminent journalists that has expertise in that region, that area. We don't have him, couldn't get him, wanted to get him, are trying to get him, and hopefully one day will get him before Putin gets him. Very sad what's happening in the Ukraine. If you're a human being, if the internet has not taken your humanity, and it's taken many of your humanity, if your personal brand has not eaten you alive, and it has for many of you, if your grift knows no bounds, no matter what you think about NATO expansion or U.S. imperialism or whatever, the CIA's misdeeds, the deep state, the Chronicles of Narnia, the teachers union, whatever, you still have to say, seeing babies being moved from like an ICU to like a subway tunnel is sad. It's a tragedy. It's a human tragedy, as all war is, right? It's not something to celebrate. It's not something to say, this is cool, we enjoy this. Fuck around and find out. Look, Putin, look at this. That's not the take if you're a human being. Now, the vast majority of people on this platform are not human. That's the point of the internet. It's to make you less human. And it's working very well. Kudos to the designers of that. Because what it does is you watch tragedies all day and you get desensitized to it. Every day, from Walmart fights to car crashes to beheadings, all day, every day, it's in your face, and you forget that those are people and there are children. You know, you see these Waffle House brawls, there's kids sitting there while their parents beat the shit out. Sure, it's a goof and it's fun. But then you go, man, I wonder what the kid's life's going to be like. Probably not great. But again, you can't dissect every Waffle House video and get in the weeds and start worrying about the second generation. But you should, at the very least, look at an invasion of a country by a dictator, which is what Putin is. He's a dictator. He invaded a sovereign country, and there's a lot of mayhem and death and carnage that you're going to see. And the Ukrainian people are brave, and they're fighting back, and they give a shit. Unlike people in America who don't care about much other than themselves and their ability to consume. Other countries have deep and complex histories, and they care about more than their ability to go to a Buffalo Wild Wings. We do not. That is not part of our thing here. So it's sad to watch all this shit unfold. And yeah, I mean, just to give everyone a little backstory, the Ukraine, if you're not aware of what's happening, has been invaded by Russia. We'll start there. And the goal of that invasion is regime change. Of course, Ukraine, part of the old Soviet Union. NATO, kind of the post-Cold War architecture of how the world was going to run, these, trade alliances, military alliances, expanding NATO into the region where Russia is, arming Ukraine, funding Ukraine, potentially admitting them to NATO. The discussion of that was not a good geopolitical move. It kind of put Russia in a box. Russia then reacted in the way that a lot of people feared that Russia was going to react, which was to then take back the territory that they feel is rightfully theirs. And you can have those conversations and talk about, those are facts. How much of that led to this decision is, we don't know. You're not there. I'm sure it didn't help. But the idea here, the takeaway is not Putin's cool. That shouldn't be the takeaway if you are a human being. This is not a cool thing to do. It's a brazen, criminal act where you have somebody going into a country, decapitating the leadership, attempting to, bombing people, murdering civilians. Not good when we do it. Was it right when America's done it? Not right when we went into Iraq or Afghanistan, stayed there for 20 years. That misadventure in the Middle East where we were, it's not right when it's done by anybody. But it's not cool. I know that a lot of people think it's cool and badass to do. So people are happy about this. People's lives in this country have gotten to the point where they are happy that this is happening. And they're like, well, it's because the American military, they're too focused on trans people and being politically correct. That's why it's happening. Is that why it's happening? Do you think Putin really is convinced that the American military is just like some type of, extension of the LGBTQ whatever community? Do you think that's what the intel in Russia is telling them? Do you think they're it's a very stupid way to look at things. That because the military is struggling with whatever type of trans issues that affect this very small percentage of the military, I think they're still focused on the amount of funding it gets, how big it is, its ability, its positioning all over the world. I don't think Putin is invading the Ukraine. He's not worried about America because we're talking about trans people. That's why he's doing it. No, he's doing it because he has more nuclear warheads than any other country in the world. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do? If we were all Christian, theocratic psychopaths who burned gay people at the stake, which is what these people want, you think Putin would be like, no, fuck it. I'm not invading Ukraine. I'm not doing it now. Now I'm not doing it. No, they passed a don't say gay bill in Florida. I'm not invading. I don't even want Ukraine anymore. My main goal was that Florida teachers had to out kids as gay within 6 weeks. That's why. Now I don't have any reason to go into Ukraine now. They've just passed a law in America. He convenes everybody. They're all in Moscow. He goes, St. Petersburg, wherever he is. Hey, guys, they just passed a law that biological born males cannot compete in female sports. Do you know what that means? No, Ukraine. No, we're not going to do it. Because now I'm afraid of them. Now I fear them. I know I have all the nukes, but their moral certitude scares me. I'm scared by that. That terrifies me. See, before, when they were talking about trans people and letting trans people swim, I knew they were weak. But when they flipped it and went back to those because if you remember, when we had all those 1950s values, we had no problems with Russia. You remember that? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, we didn't have any. These are all new problems. We never had. Went back before there were trans people or gay people, there was never any issues with Russia, ever. This is all new. In the 50s and 60s, you know, when everybody was like eating burgers and smoking cigarettes and wearing jeans and they were all at the hop. Everybody was driving 57 Chevys and gay people had to shut up and black people had to shut up and trans people had to shut up. Russia loved us. We were like fucking like this. I mean, so this is the result of that. It's the result of that. It's because that guy made a dumb video with Biden, which I think is a dumb video, but that Benito, whatever, on Instagram made some video with Biden. People going, this is why Putin didn't worry about taking the Ukraine. It's like Putin's never worried about taking the Ukraine. He's never worried about it. It has nothing to do with our content. Trust me. Putin is not watching our content. But again, it's silly. And these are silly times for people. And I'm not saying we are going over there and fighting. It's not our thing. It's not our war. This is not something where we should be involved. Everybody who's going no-fly zones, he must pay. He must pay. What? We're not in the position to go and fight Russia over the Ukraine. We have military supremacy if we had to fight them over something that we had a genuine interest in, we could, but we're not fighting them over the Ukraine. That doesn't mean that this is, a fun, cool display and that we should all be jazzed about it, but we're not fighting them over the Ukraine. You know, this is a real problem. Do you have any updates on what's going on over there?
So they held them off over the night in the capital.
Pretty impressive what the Ukraine
really is. Yeah.
Kind of impressive, to be honest.
The death count.
I'm impressed.
The death count is much higher with Russia at 3,500 troops killed and 200 captured. And then Ukrainians, it's about 198 dead and thousands injured. But so they really held them off overnight.
Russia's kind of losing.
They're kind of being embarrassed at the moment. Yeah.
At the moment.
Losing in terms of casualties, of course. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Zelensky's not leaving. He's refusing to leave. He's still posting videos.
Right.
Saying, I'm not going anywhere. So.
Right.
But the videos it's horrific.
It's very tough to watch people who are civilians, innocent, have done nothing, who are living their lives, have to flee a country. You know, I can just imagine the sea of YouTube comment. You don't understand it. It's actually good to watch that. You know, but the other side of it is, what are we going to do? I'm not going over there. You're not going over there. No one's going over there. Nobody I know is going over there. America's a country of cowards. You know, as brought, it was a fun tweet where it's not all of us are cowards, but a lot. You know, Ted Cruz, you know, there was a storm in Texas. He fled to Cancun. There was a tweet, you know. You know, our elected officials, you know, when COVID hits, they start insider trading. I mean, you know, nobody could care less about this country. I mean, Giannis Papas brought up a great point. He's like, if you said that people in America between 18 and 60 cannot leave the country, they would flee. They would the vast majority of people would leave and not defend the country. So it is inspiring to see the Ukraine do it. You know?
And there are refugees. Hungary's taking in people. You know, people are leaving, but the people that want to stay and defend.
Well, yeah, there's families, there's women and children, and then there's people, and then there's some badass Ukrainian bitches that are staying. You know?
Yeah.
But that are fucking. I wonder. I don't know what the outcome is. It's destabilized the region forever now, for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Nobody from Ukraine is ever going to forget this. I mean, it's going to be a real problem. And the sane take here, folks, is that this is very sad, and it is not a positive development on the world stage. That's really it. It's not to start screaming about Trump or Biden or anybody. It's really to just say, hey, we should look at the way that we potentially contributed to a climate that enabled said things to happen, whether it was funding NATO, whatever it was. But there's nothing to do here except be upset and be like, this sucks, right? You know, it's unfortunate that people are dying. Now, people in America are so rotten to our core on both sides of the political aisle, and our humanity is almost all gone. It's almost been taken from us. Oh, really, truly. And we have become demons in this country. Political affiliation unimportant. And what that has made us do is any human tragedy that we see, we immediately dig into it and try to make it someone's fault that we hate and excuse it and not even look at the human cost and go, see, look, It's a psychotic impulse. It is a psychotic impulse. It doesn't mean you can't have a discussion about it, but it is a psychotic impulse. It is an inhuman impulse. For the first thing you do when you see old women and children being forced out of their homes and fleeing, to go, ha ha ha, I told you so. There's something wrong with you as a person if that's what you're doing. In the same way that when someone died of COVID that didn't get vaccinated and you were celebrating that to an unhealthy degree, that was also wrong. That's my position on it. Just be a human fucking being if you can. If you can. If you possess the ability to be a human, try for 5 minutes. Try to be a person. I know, but the brand. For a second, just for a second, be a human being. Is it possible in this country of demons, real demons now? I mean, when you look around and see the people and you listen to the people, we're in hell. We're living in hell here. If this isn't hell, I don't know what could be hell with the way that people just relate to each other now. And I, for one, I don't think the NATO expansion helped. I think we made an error in judgment. I think that Putin's not a guy that you're going to be able to push around. I think that U.S. policy has not made this situation any better. I don't think that in and of itself excuses or justifies and I'm not using, because I know that the real politic way to look at it is obviously it's not the justification for anything that anybody does on the world stage is never morality. It's trade routes and ports and power. And I know all of that. And I'm not saying that I'm not a child And I'm not saying that I don't understand the rationale behind the decision to invade the Ukraine. But when you look at it from the perspective of a human being and not, the perspective of like somebody who's trying to like use this as a springboard to gain more eyeballs on what they're doing and say just the most contrarian and fucked up shit imaginable, and well, actually they're right. They're right. He's right to do that. When you look at it like that, you go, no, this is a brazen criminal act where somebody's invading a country unprovoked by that country. Mm-hmm. And that should be roundly condemned. People shouldn't be like, yeah, this is cool. Fuck yeah. This isn't the thing. I know it's fun to be a shitpost or contrarian or whatever. It's fun. It's edgy. It makes you feel good. I guess it gives you power you don't have in your life to say something online that bothers other people. And I do it a lot. I say all kinds of shit that people are bothered right now. Very much. They're very angry at what I'm saying right now. So I'm not saying that is not something that should be protected. My only point is, as a human being, it should give you a little pause when you see the scenes of horror emanating from that country. You should potentially be given a little pause, and you should reflect a little bit about the human cost of something like this, because it's not nothing. It's not nothing when people are being driven out of their homes. You know what I mean?
China's stepping in now. They're restricting lending to Russia.
Because China's now running the world. See, America is a joke, but China is now coming in, and now China is saying, because China's making money. China doesn't need this shit. China's in the lead, and China's going, hey, man, we're winning. Why are we doing that? What are we doing that for? Like, I'm good. It's like China's like, we don't need you going around destabilizing the world. We're killing it. We're like killing it. It's like if you're a big agent and one of your big clients is like in every movie, they are the Hollywood it girl. And then they start posting about Palestine. You go, hey, we're winning now. Why are we doing this? There'll be plenty of time to do that. When they throw you out of Hollywood and you get fat and you're doing indies, light up the timeline with your opinions. But right now, cool it. Just go to fucking Cannes and relax. We got a boat for you. Sit on the boat and enjoy. So China's now getting involved to try to...
Well, 2 Chinese state-owned banks will restrict financing for Russian commodity purchases, suggesting there are limits to Beijing's support for Moscow as the Kremlin confronts severe economic sanctions. So offshore units of Industrial and Commercial Bank of China have stopped issuing U.S. dollar-denominated letters of credit for purchases of physical Russian commodities ready for export, while the Bank of China has also limited funding, according to Bloomberg.
Well, I'm telling you right now, we got a real problem on our hands.
China's biggest banks hold billions of Russian assets. Beijing has also provided Moscow with tens of billions in funding over the years. So that was pretty recent, though. I mean, this will come out later today. We'll see what happens.
This is awkward, and I don't like to have to do this because this is something that, in order to do the show here and to earn money, we live in kind of a morally compromised world. So every now and then we have to do things that we don't necessarily love. And I don't love having to per se read some of the ads that I read, right? I mean, this is not something that I enjoy doing, but I have to do it because in order to earn money, we have to do certain things. It doesn't mean that we love them. Okay. That being said, the Tim Dillon Show is sponsored by Gazprom, a multinational energy corporation headquartered in the Latka Center in St. Petersburg, Russia. In 2019, Gazprom has done sales over $120 billion. It is the largest publicly listed natural gas company in the world and the largest company in Russia by revenue. Gazprom is excited to be expanding heavily into the European market, offering natural gas at a reasonable cost. Gazprom is excited about the future of energy and helping people live their dreams and meet their goals by using Gazprom's natural energy. If you want to buy energy from Gazprom, go to Gazprom.com, promo code TIM. That is Gazprom, Russia's largest natural gas provider. Gazprom, promo code TIM to get 10% off your first purchase of natural gas from Russia. I don't love that. Mm-hmm. They are the leading provider of natural gas, and they bought ads on the show. Mm-hmm. Well, that's all I have to say about that. Freshly, it is very hard to find a fast, pre-cooked meal that isn't frozen, tasteless, or highly processed. Food that doesn't have to be fast food. Freshly offers quality meals without the hard work. Their meals, Ben, are designed by nutritionists, cooked by chefs, and delivered fresh. Other meal deliveries need to be prepped and cooked, but Freshly is ready to eat in 3 minutes. No one wants to spend an hour cooking dinner after a rough day at work or an infuriating commute. At the end of a long day, takeout doesn't have to be your only option for an easy dinner. Whether it's for you or the whole family, Freshly gives you confidence, convenience, flavor, and nutrition. Remember that time that Freshly came through in a pinch for you and me, and we were there, and we were like, what the, And we were like, we don't want to go through a drive-through and eat a big bowl of blah, blah. Mm-mm. And then you opened the door, and there was a box outside. Mm-hmm. And what was in it?
Delicious and fresh food.
That's right. And how long did it take?
Oh, it's minutes.
I mean, minutes. And then we ate it. Get delicious, chef-made, nutrient-packed meals delivered straight to your door. No cooking required. But is there a deal?
There is a deal.
I mean, here's my question. We know it's good. We know by buying it, you're helping yourself, supporting the show, and getting your beach bod ready. Mm-hmm. But is there a deal for the people?
Oh, yeah. Just stop stressing about dinner.
Stop stressing about dinner right now. Freshly is offering our listeners I got to say the deal because if you say it, no one takes it seriously. Stop stressing about dinner. Right now, Freshly is offering our listeners $40 off your first 2 orders. Now, literally, this is good, and I would recommend this. If you want to eat better, this is no excuse. Freshly is no excuses. Literally, if you want to eat better. It's right there. You have it. There's no excuse. Well, I went out. Well, there was butter in the sun. There's wheat in the bag. Blah, 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 blah. There's sugar in the dressing. None of that. Freshly. Freshly is offering our listeners $40 off your first 2 orders when you go to freshly.com/Tim Dillon. Do it right now. Freshly.com/Tim Dillon. Now, this winter, upgrade your daily routine with Bespoke Post and their new seasonal lineup of must-have Box of Awesome collections. Bespoke Post partners with small businesses and emerging brands to bring you the most unique goods every month. You know Box of Awesome.
Love it.
Don't you know Box of Awesome? Don't you know Box of Awesome? Box of Awesome. Get excited because you know what it is. It's a box with all kinds of fun shit in it. You get it and you give it. You can give it to people. They open it, look at it. You take a little quiz to see what you're about and what you like. From cocktails to cozy threads to camping gear essentials. Box of Awesome has collections for every part of your life. To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right Box of Awesome for you. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code Tim Dillon at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com. I mean, it's really, you get $80 worth of stuff for $45. What was your favorite Box of Awesome?
They sent me this like fishing knife thing, like a hunting fishing knife I could like either carve a fish with or whittle with. It had this really cool handle on it. That was my favorite thing that I got. Really cool. I couldn't believe it was that inexpensive to purchase. It was definitely far worth the value.
They just sent me a dead possum with a note that said, kill yourself. Go to boxofawesome.com and enter the code Tim Dillon at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code Tim Dillon for 20% off your first box. Wild. I mean, I love it. The knife in the Terra box is made by Bare Bones, based in Salt Lake City. The Weekender features metal hardware, reinforced frame, quality leather straps. The Damascus steel knife is made by Buck Bear Knives. The Gut Hook knife, oh my God, there's so many knives. The American Barbecue Rub is made by the Great American Spice Co. So here's what we're trying to say here, folks. It's really cool. You get a lot of cool stuff from American companies that make great stuff. Box of Awesome, everybody. Tim Dillon, comedy.com for any of the live dates. What is going on with this Long Island housewife? This is a fun story out of Long Island, New York, and it concerns our favorite things, Long Island and real estate and mental illness, our third favorite thing.
Can you bring that up, Paul? This there's havoc in the Long Island realtor community.
I mean, if you think Kiev is bad,
this woman's really causing issues here.
This is a Long Island woman who is going to open houses in Long Island and refusing to leave and threatening the other buyers. And do I understand that correctly?
Yeah, because it's a taboo. If you're at an open house, you don't sit on the people's furniture.
You're not supposed to sit on the people's furniture, and you're not really supposed to talk.
Oh, really?
You're not supposed to make pronouncements loudly. You're supposed to have quiet conversations, and then, you know, it's good form to go and chat outside. If you bring your realtor to the open house,
okay,
you know, you go outside and you have a chat. You don't walk through and go, this kitchen, ugh. Agents sometimes have to pay the bouncer at showings. You never know who's going to show up when homes are open to the public, so the professionals have to keep cool and take action. This is funny. There was a line for this showing, a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom in 3 Village, Long Island. I think we had like 32 sets of buyers, each with an agent, easily 100 people. It was in a very desirable neighborhood, a great school district, and the house had lots of potential. This was before COVID, so we didn't have restrictions on how many people could go in at one time. I had my associate Joe working inside the house, trying to keep the flow going. I was outside, meeting and greeting, and trying to keep up with everything peppy. Try to keep everything peppy so nobody's annoyed that they have to wait. Then Joe came out and pulled me aside and said, we've got a problem. There's a woman inside who is refusing to leave. She has parked herself on the couch and is telling people that this is her house. I went inside to find out what's going on. I can hear somebody with a raised voice downstairs where the main living area is. I go down and here's this woman just sprawling there. One arm up on the back
of the couch.
On the back of the couch. She was wearing like a muumuu. She reminded me of my mother. People were asking her, are you the owner? And she was saying, no, but I'm gonna be. I like it. I catch her answering a question about a feature of the house. It was a teenage girl who was asking, is this the only bathroom on this floor? I hear this woman say, yes, it is, sweetheart. And it's not enough for you. You're a teenager. You need more bathrooms. You should look somewhere else. I walked up and I said, hi, are you okay? She said, why would you ask me that? I explained that I work for the seller. Normally people don't sit on the owner's furniture during an open house. It's like using the bathroom. You just don't do it. And she says, quote, all these people are wasting their time. And then she yells, because I will outbid you. I said, my job is to make sure everyone has an opportunity to see the house. And I think you might be making some people feel uncomfortable. She says, no, I'm not. And then this guy who was also there for the open house goes, the hell you're not. Why don't you stop flapping your mouth? Long Island. Joe, my associate, stuck his head in the door, and I told him not to let anyone else in. I had to look. I had to stop the... Can we make this bigger? Is there any way we can make it a little bigger?
Could you zoom in, Paul?
Thank you. I'm like taking an eye test here to try to read. No one on Gas Digital reads anything. So no one's ever had to bring up anything to read. The funny thing is she never put in an offer. Of course she didn't. She was nuts. I like that. I like the idea of a woman sitting on a couch threatening people and scaring them. And then the thing about open houses, you can't really stop people from going in and causing a real problem. And that there's something still very democratic about that idea, that anybody could walk into any house that's being sold and start an issue. And there's not much you can do about it at this point, you know? So I'm all for that. I'm all for open house problems. Because realtors their entire job is to be fake nice. That's their entire job. The most difficult thing about a realtor's job is being fake nice all the time to everyone. And realtors notoriously hate when they have to deviate from that psychopathic personality trait that they've developed, where they just remain fake nice throughout all of their daily interactions. And then when they go home, they become, Mr. Hyde again. And then the next day it's Dr. Jekyll. Hello, natural light, indoor, outdoor, bedrooms, bathrooms. Isn't it nice? And realtors have to have their job is made up only of small talk. You'll never look at a realtor and go, I have cancer. Everything every interaction you have with a realtor is small talk and fake nice small talk. So what happens to these people is when something interrupts that fake world of pleasantries and niceties and meaningless, inane bullshit, it is the gravest offense to them. Like when anybody comes in from outside to start a problem and they realize you're like, I have to now like show real, because this is upsetting me and I'm angry and I want this to stop. But I'm also this person, this creation that just wants to talk about nonsense with these idiots, and someone's on a couch yelling and I have to be stern and angry and get her out of here. And they're just like, fuck. What do? I have to be a human being. And they're like, but my entire job is to not be a person, is to be a creation. A realtor is like, when they're good at it, they're a prostitute, kind of, it's like you're getting the girlfriend experience. You're getting someone you believe cares about you and what you do and your life and family. The yard, they'll run, these kids in that yard. But really what they want to do is just make enough money to bail their son out of jail. But they can't tell you that because, like anything else, all of these relationships exist out of necessity. They are things that need to happen, and they just should be nice while they happen. So I'm all for like fat women sitting on couches screaming, because there's nothing better than seeing a nice person fake nice. Nothing better than seeing like a fake nice person have to like, you could see them almost, they almost have like a seizure. They're like, what are you doing? Like they're like losing. They're like, it's like at the end of Cinderella where they, the carriage becomes the pumpkin. Like they're reverting back to their form and they're like, oh, what are you? People don't usually sit on the furniture. People don't usually get it. And then you see them and they just start melting and melting. And, and again, realtors for the most part are not terribly bright. So they're not really good at problem solving. They're not the really high end ones. The one I'm using now is phenomenal and she's like a legend. But the vast majority of realtors are incredibly stupid people who are very bad at problem solving, much like agents. The vast majority of agents and managers are incredibly stupid and incredibly bad at their jobs. These are jobs that you can be very bad at because the vast majority of people at the job are also bad. And it's actually an agreed upon thing that we're all going to be bad at this. We're going to be bad at it together. And that's why everybody can be bad at it, because there's almost an unspoken rule, unwritten rule, that bad is good and slightly above bad is great. So if you're a manager in the entertainment business and you're not an abject failure, you're the best it's ever been. You're great. And they will write books about you and make movies about you because the vast majority of people in it are so incapable of performing the menial day-to-day tasks of a job that to be even slightly better than that is to win the day, like an agent. To be slightly better than the general bad is to be great. And that's kind of like realtors. If you are just slightly better than the vast majority of like part-time, divorced housewife, people that are, trying to make a quick buck, that have no idea what they're talking about, if you're even slightly better than that, you're in. You become this, you can be really good at it, let's check more before we get out of here. Let's check more about this war, because is it going to end? When is it going to end?
I was reading Sullivan's article. He was saying they're probably going to occupy as long as they want, of course. But
should I sing a Ukrainian folk song? No, I'm very like.
Yeah.
There's not much I can do, but I want to help. Patreon is not allowing people to donate to the Ukraine because they don't like. There's a rule of Patreon that you can't donate money for people to like buy weapons or something.
Yeah. I think that thing might have been fake too, but regardless, they wouldn't allow that. I don't think.
Wait, was it fake or not?
I believe it was, yeah, because I don't think you can do that on Patreon. I'm gonna double check.
But I think it would be a good idea.
Yeah, so this is from. It says no, you can't use Patreon to buy missiles for Ukraine. Patreon deleted the fund page without a warning in a very difficult time for Ukraine. And deleting the page, Patreon said that the website of the organization says that they use contributions to finance and train military personnel and thus cited its harmful activities policy and banning it. I guess it was real. I guess it was real, yeah. Yeah, they were trying to buy tanks, missiles.
I mean, again, I don't want to. I feel like this is insane. 29 years of growth in harmony with our clients at the Credit Bank of Moscow. Moscow Credit Bank is best Russian bank, according to World Economic Magazine Awards. Moscow Credit Bank has published its code of conduct and applies ESG principles at design and procurement stages that you can read. Moscow Credit Bank has 131 additional offices in Moscow and the Moscow region, over 6,800 payment terminals, and 1,100 ATMs in Moscow and Moscow region. If you want to open an account at the Credit Bank of Moscow, use promo code TIM. For a little, they'll sweeten it. if you make a nice little deal. Promo code Tim. They'll kick you back a little interest at Credit Bank of Moscow. Again, 29 years of growth in perfect harmony with our clients. Credit Bank of Moscow. Promo code Tim. If you want to open an account, that is MKRB. I'm sorry, it's mkb.ru. mkb.ru, Credit Bank of Moscow. Promo code Tim. I feel conflicted a little bit by doing this. But people have to understand that the show needs a revenue stream. You get it, right?
I get it. We're running a business here.
I mean, I think Credit Bank of Moscow probably does a fine job. Is there a Ukrainian folk song that I can sing?
Let's see here.
Because I do want to do more than I'm doing, and I feel that I'm severely limited by many factors. I can't really help. I'm limited by many factors. Number one, I live in America. Number two, I don't really care. Like I do, but I feel like if I were to sing a Ukrainian folk song on the show, you might have people like finally understanding what's really at stake. This is kind of a showing of solidarity. It's a statement. It's not nothing. And I think that I will certainly benefit, and I don't mean me. Let me take that back. But I will benefit from the knowing that I've done enough. Because there's a lot of people that right now going, what should I do? Should I donate? And you should do all of that. But I think, let me sing a folk song on the show.
Paul, I just sent you one. Okay, so this is a Ukrainian folk song, and the translation is "Long Live Free Ukraine."
Well, that's awkward. Okay.
1.5 million views, so this one must be a popular one.
Oh my God, this is going to be so fucking hard. Fuck. This is so hard, but... This is not easy. This language is not easy. But I'm going to try. Yapusada azin konstante. Baki sika baka haka vigabe. Impashtagim salaba gigabe. Bangig bigam bam. Biga yangabe. Aga baba ira yakapaya. Yanins kaba yiba halababa ya. Vetzite kapacha shapava baba yaba aha baba ba. Mecken hexen shopping popping hopping peeping bopping bleeping whopping. All right. Well, that was very difficult. Because it's a whole nother language. You get it?
Yeah.
People don't even understand. It's not like Spanish where you can kind of fake it. This is, right?
It's a whole other thing, yeah.
It's a whole other thing here. I'm going to ask a serious question. Do you think that helped? Is there anyone out there that found comfort in that? Because the internet it's global. There's a very good chance that there are Ukrainians watching this show and that just heard that now are doing slightly better than they were. On a serious note, if you are Ukrainian and you are watching this show, I'm fucking sorry about what's going on. That is no reason to cancel the Patreon. If you are a member of the Patreon, it is $5 a month, and you get 4 hours of content a month. And if you're a Rothschild member on the higher tier, you get an extra video episode in addition to that. So I don't want this. I'm not one of these idiots in America cheering this on. I am aghast at this. I truly feel bad for these people that have to leave their country. It is repulsive to me. I'm not a Putin stan. I will tell you this. I don't believe it is a sufficient reason to not continue to pay for the Patreon if you are a Patreon subscriber. If it gets bad enough where I do feel like you're justified in canceling, I'll let you know. But as of right now, I think, should we do a thing where here's an idea. I'm serious about this. Do we do a thing where if someone is from the Ukraine that enjoys and watches our show, and there's any way to communicate with them, like, can we give them our info or an email for them to reach out? Is there any way to, like, open a channel of communication with them and have them, like, read an ad for us? Is there any possible way for them to read, like, an advertisement for us?
There was a Ukrainian open micer that DM'd me 4 days ago who wanted to come on the show.
Why? I mean, why is that coming out now?
Do you? I mean, I don't even know if he speaks that well of English. I looked up his videos. It's all in.
Did he DM you in English?
It was very broken, though.
I just don't understand why you would bring that up now when that would have been great.
We should have had him on.
Why would you not bring that to me?
I was flying. I forgot.
I mean, that would have been great, right? Is he still in the Ukraine?
Well, I also don't know if he's a bad egg. He might be a bad egg over there.
Ben, you fucked up here. Stop trying to say he's like some Nazi now.
I'm not saying he's a Nazi.
You're accusing him of being a Nazi. You're slandering him because you didn't bring him to me and say he should be on the show. Where is he now?
Let me check my DMs. Let's see what he's up to.
Get him right now. If you want a recording of the folk song that I sang, we will be selling it. Unless you can prove you are in the Ukraine right now, if you can prove that, we will give it to you for half off. If you can prove that you are in the Ukraine right now during the war, the folk song I sang will be given to you half off. We got to reach out to these people, Ben. This is absurd that you didn't bring this to my attention. Ben really doesn't do his job. This is very interesting. Ben really doesn't do his job. And it's now becoming more and more apparent to everybody that Ben has been, really coasting here. He coasts, and all he does is complain that he has to travel, and him and his wife can't get drunk. All they want to do is get drunk and go follow Colin Morikawa around.
Try to find.
He's probably dead, Ben. He wanted to come on the show as the last thing he could fucking do to just tell everybody what was up. I'm sure he had a lot of nice things to say about me and my comedy and how it's impacted him before he was killed by Russia. And you ruined that. You ruined the chance for this man as his last earthly act to come on the show and tell me that I was a great influence on him and to keep doing what I'm doing right before this man dropped dead.
Well, at the time, also, I thought we were having a Mark on, so I just completely forgot about it.
We always need a backup.
That's true. Should have kept him on standby.
And you don't even have his message.
I'm looking for it.
It's amazing to me the lack of prep, the lack of respect that this guy has for this show. Every week, he does less. Can you imagine?
I'm scrolling. All my DMs are people threatening to kill me. I'm trying to find.
And there should be more. I mean, the guy gets a message.
I found him. Here he is.
Okay.
Here he is, right there.
Call him. Hi, Ben. I am from Ukraine, comedian. Have 5 subs on Twitter. Also, if you need any info, I can connect you with competent people for Tim Dillon Show about war. We're calling him right now. He's dead.
It's 8:30 there. He should be awake.
He's dead. You killed him. I feel terrible about you killing this person. I'm watching his story right now. Dude, this is like fucked. Hopefully this dude's okay. If not, we know who we have to blame. Ben Avery. His name is Vladislav or something. I'm following him back. I'm messaging him. Hey, man, reach back out when you can. Hope you're okay. This is Tim. Well, there you have it. Ben Avery, a guy wants to come on the show. I mean, do you feel a little ashamed?
Yeah, I should have had him as backup. I should have.
Well, that's not even for the show. It's like this guy wants to get out information from a war zone on a major podcast platform, and you ignore him.
Well,
I mean, it's a little absurd.
is it?
No, it is. I mean, it's a pretty big fuck up.
But
People are going to have your head for this.
you're a large media figure, and you could be feeding us misinformation. You could be.
Ben, now what you're doing is you're trying to justify the fact that you did not even bring this to me as an option here. You're trying to you're trying to keep me from misinformation. I mean, what's going on here? This is insane. Is that's your act now? You're trying to protect me from misinformation?
You said I'm supposed to protect the show.
Yeah, you're supposed to protect the show by not letting us make bad decisions or not letting episodes come out late or something. But what you're supposed to do is when somebody reaches out from a volatile, active war zone and wants to come on the show and tell me that I'm a genius before they're killed, and you don't... I'm incensed at you right now. I truly cannot believe you did this. This was this guy's dying wish to tell me that I was the greatest comedian that he's ever seen before he was killed in an invasion, and you ignore him? You didn't even respond back to him, dude. I mean, do you want to apologize to him?
Yeah, I'll say his at. I'll apologize.
No, don't say his at.
Okay.
We want to keep it private.
Vladislav, I'm very sorry for what I did. I should have reached back to you and kept you on standby because...
Vladislav, I wish Ben was killed by the Russians and not you. I hate Ben. Another fuck up from Ben Avery, everybody. That's what this show can count on. A guy from an active war zone wants to update us. And by the way, we're kidding here. Hopefully he's okay.
Hopefully, yeah.
We hope he's okay. We hope the guy's okay. I mean, I hope open micers aren't being drafted. I mean, you really want to lose. But hopefully he'll be okay. But this is fucked. It's fucked. It's sad. It's tragic.
Tragic.
And you are tragic for not allowing this person to come on this show. So, I mean, again, if you like people being killed in the Ukraine, Ben Avery is your boy.
No.
At Ben Avery is good. If you are a Ukrainian that doesn't like this war, maybe go give him a piece of your mind. At Ben Avery is good. If you are a Ukrainian who is against the war, perhaps at Ben Avery is good should hear from you. I don't know. I'm just saying. Perhaps he should hear from you. That's all I'm saying. I think you have to take some responsibility for your actions in these situations. People are in deep trouble, and they're trying to reach out, you know? And hopefully this will be balanced out by the fact that I sang that folk song. And it's, I don't know. It's going to be tough to balance the scales here, but I think I did a pretty phenomenal job for having never spoke Ukrainian. You know? Only a few more shows left on this hellish tour. At the end, we're taping a special in Denver. What do we got left here? God help us and save us.
So tonight you'll be in Albany when this comes out.
Who cares?
Concord, New Hampshire tomorrow.
Sold out.
Brea Improv.
Buy tickets for Brea, folks. It's in Anaheim. It's a dump.
Yeah, it's in Brea. It's March 11th, 12th, 13th.
Come on in.
Toronto, March 16th.
That's right. Get tickets to that. A lot of them have sold out, but get some.
Baltimore on the 18th. Philadelphia.
Get tickets. There's a shitload of tickets available to Baltimore. Philly's got a few left.
Yeah, the Parks Casino, March 19th in Philly. Nashville, March 24th.
Nashville, the Ryman. Going to be a great show. Tickets still available. Grab them.
Denver, March 26th. 2 shows.
2 shows, Denver, March 26th. Taping of the special.
Then you go to Glasgow on March 30th.
Glasgow, get tickets. Dublin, get tickets. London, get tickets.
And then that's it. That's the
first
end of the,
week of April. Then that's the end of the show, folks. And then maybe, we don't know if we're going to do this, maybe in April we do Dallas and Houston.
Oh, nice.
And Cleveland. Maybe 3 or 4 more. We don't know. Before the special comes out. TimDillonComedy.com for all tickets. Any lasting apologies to the people of Ukraine for what you've done to them?
I mean, I don't know if
No, we're being deadly serious.
No. I support.
I'm being deadly serious.
I stand with Ukrainian people. It's a tragedy what's going on. I feel sorry for this guy. I could come up with a million excuses, but there's no excuse. I did fail. I failed miserably here with this guy. I'm not going to go into any excuses. I have plenty. Some are somewhat justified, but Vladislav, if you're listening, I'm very sorry. Reach out to me. I'll try to do something for you. I don't know what that is, but I'll try to help you out in any way I can. Vladislav.
Niet.
What's niet?
No. This is Tim Dillon. I'm sorry, my ad guy really fucked up, but we're here to talk about mud water, which is a coffee alternative. And it has 4 aptogenetic mushrooms with Ayurvedic herbs. With 1/7 the caffeine as a cup of coffee, you get the energy without the anxiety, jitters, or the crash of coffee. Each ingredient was adapted and added for a purpose. You get cacao and chai for mood and a microdose of caffeine, lion's mane for alertness, cordyceps to help support physical performance, chaga and reishi to support your immune system, turmeric for soreness, and cinnamon for antioxidants. Mud water is Whole30 approved, 100% USDA organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher certified. I love mud water. I love it with honey. Mud water has launched her new evening ritual, The Perfect Blend, a non-caffeinated tea that promotes relaxation and rest because the best morning ritual starts the night before. Go to mudwater.com, support the show, and use promo code TIM for $5 off. Relationships take work. A lot of us will drop anything or go help someone we care about. We'll go out of our way to treat other people well, but how often do we give ourselves the same treatment? This month, BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to take care of your most important relationship, the one you have with yourself. Whether it's hitting the gym, making time for a haircut, or even trying therapy, you are your greatest asset. So invest the time and effort into yourself like you do for other people. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try to see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Tim Dillon Show listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/TimD. That's BetterHelp.com/TimD. That's BetterHelp.com/TimD. I love BetterHelp because sometimes I'm sad and I log on to the internet and someone says you're worth it.
I think Vladislav is calling me.
Oh, get him on.
Here.
Hello, Vladislav.
Stay rolling on this, Paul.
How are you? This is Tim Dillon. I'm a comedian from America. How are you?
I'm fine for now.
Let me ask you, is there a way that we can talk to you on like Skype or something?
Let me...
Talk to him for a minute, Ben. All right, we are here with Vladislav, who is a Ukrainian comedian dude. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. How are you doing over there?
I'm doing fine currently. I am at the shelter in Kiev, and I am trying to find my way to get guns, get vests, get helmets, and share them with my friends, with my family, so everyone is armed, because in Kiev now, if you are not like an armed samurai, you're a fucking no one.
Right.
You're a nobody.
Now, how quickly, this seemed to happen very quickly, where you guys declared martial law, and you told me that you guys are trying to raise money and trying to find weapons and trying to just basically help the troops as best that you can.
Yes, we are trying to help the troops as best as we can. I have my own channel, and we just live streaming for 15 minutes, 20 minutes ago, before we talk, and we raised a crazy amount of money, and we will buy an like crazy gun equipment. And this is very good, because we need equipment for snipers, and snipers are very cool in city combat, because we are now leading to city combat fights, because most of the in the two days that we have our combat, we fought on the border, we fought on rivers, and now we need to arm up even more.
Now, were you guys surprised that this happened, or were you guys expecting it? Because a lot of people were thinking that Putin was bluffing. Did you guys think he was bluffing, or did you guys think this was going to go down?
We were ready for any scenarios that could happen, but Ukrainians were always ready for Putin to invade, because Russia have invaded Ukraine many times. We had a Holodomor in 1933, and it was insane. Everybody saying, like, not everybody, but a lot of Russian propaganda is like, we are brothers and that's all. But that's not like that, even a little bit. We were pretty much always concerned about military invasion, but you can't prepare yourself for a military invasion, because it's
right.
Like it's park.
How is the feeling about Russia? Obviously now it's not good, but before this, aren't you like a lot of people in Russia have family in Ukraine? You guys there's certainly a lot of, connections between the two countries, right? I mean, what was the feeling about Russia pre-invasion? Was it, do you have family in Russia? Do you have friends in Russia? Or because I know many people in Russia have family in Ukraine. Is that the situation, or is that not the case?
Families can't hate each other, if you know. So
I know. I know. I know very well that they can.
We hate our own families in Ukraine, and if our family are in Russia, we hate them even more. And
I agree. I hate my own family in Long Island, and they're very close to me. What do you think the outcome Putin wants? You think he wants a regime change? He wants to put in a puppet government that will basically carry out his will? That seems to be what he wants.
He is crazy. He wanted to do a fast blitzkrieg, but it's like he has no connection with the world, because we have not much, but we have cool toys. We have NLOs, we have Stingers, and he is just crazy. He is just, I have a helicopter with flying descent. I don't know how they called, like Marines, and I will land that helicopter, and helicopter just flies, and we just like, there's no helicopter. And
he thought
20 more times. He's like, I will send them my tanks. Tanks are going, and tanks are burning up. All the tanks are burning up.
Right. Now, he thought the military was going to fold quicker than it did, but you guys have been showing that it's not going to be easy. You are not making it easy. Yeah.
Because if we lose, then it's going to be worse for a long time. And if we win, it's going to be the end of Russia and end of Putin, because he has no real way how he will gonna end this fight for him to be like the winning point. He lost all the support from the world. Even we had like pro-Russia Europe countries like Hungary and like Germany, and even they are promoting ban Russia from SWIFT now.
Yeah. Now, so let me ask you a question. You're a comedian in the UK.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry, in the Ukraine. And now you're a political comedian, so you do jokes about politics and stuff.
Also.
Yeah, of course. Also, not only, but sometimes. How is that there? What is the comedy scene like in the Ukraine for a guy like you to do comedy? What has that been like?
Comedy scene have been changed in the past 2 years very significantly, because our stand-up was born like maybe in 2012, and also there are Russian stand-up, and Russian stand-up is like a cargo cult of an American stand-up. It's just like stupid. It's just stupid, and also they can say it because they don't have like feelings. They're just jokes. No, they have good comedians, but that's like about nothing. We can't relate to that. We can't feel about that. We don't have nothing. And we are in Ukraine, have a lot of Ukrainian speaking comedians, and we have a lot of Russian speaking comedians. And there are a tendency for the past 2 years that Russian speaking comedians are turning themselves into Ukrainian speaking comedians, because everyone in Ukraine knows Ukrainian just because of Russian occupation. A lot of Ukrainians also know Russian.
Yeah.
And it's like stupidly cool between between some Ukrainian comedians to just like have a way through to the Moscow. Moscow is like it's like a Los Angeles for a stupid Ukrainian comedian. And then we figured out that Los Angeles for a smart comedian who like money is Ukraine in Kiev. And
Right.
when we started doing stand-up in Ukrainian, we saw that people really like us and people don't hate us. And you can shit on Ukrainians, and you can shit on Russians, and you can shit on Americans, and you can shit on everything. People relate to that. People have fun with it. People will donate you money. People will love you. We have also we have slightly similar like a strategy as you in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Like we have Patreon, we have YouTube channels, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, and people use it. People use it because it's Ukrainian. If we will be Russian-speaking Ukrainians,
Yeah.
people will think that we are leading like our way to Moscow. That we
can we plug your social media on our show? Like, can we get you more followers? Is that a good idea right now, or do you want to keep more of a low profile?
Yeah, it's a good idea. I post sometimes my naked pictures. It's not true, but if you want me,
yeah. That's interesting.
If you want, I can message you. I can message you dead Russians.
Dead Russians? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, and also naked picture. We'll take both. We'll take naked pictures and dead Russians if you'd like, and we will we'll put them on our Patreon. But now, you're not nobody's leaving, nobody's fleeing. You're staying there.
No, also there are cowards, there are women, there are kids.
They gotta go.
Yeah, they gotta go. Why not? Everybody has its own.
How do you feel about the president, Zelensky? He seems to be doing a good job.
Man, first we thought that the country went crazy. They elected the low-grade comedian, but very popular. Think that like you will elect, I don't know who's bad. Like you will elect that guy that stole jokes.
Carlos Mencia. Carlos Mencia, right?
Carlos Mencia, but no, Zelensky did not steal jokes. He was fun actor. He was very talented. He was like very cool. But comedy was about like my aunt and not like it was more for the people. It was like not
for sure.
But you can't blame him for that because there was pretty much no other comedy in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And we as stand-up comedians, we thought that this guy is crazy, and we saw that the country went insane, that they just like stupid jokes. And now he's fucking, I don't know, he's standing, Biden say, hey, would you like to come to us? We can get you out of the country. And he's like, no, I will fucking die here.
Yeah, that by the way, I respect the hell out of that. And I'm trying to think of an American equivalent to that. There ain't. Our people would be on a plane. They would be on a jet real quickly. I really hope that you guys stay.
Also, he also, I want to say that Zelensky fucked 0 child.
Yes. Well, that's good. That's very positive, and we appreciate that. That also may be why your country is being invaded. It is a catch-22, you know, one of those, you know, unfortunate. Who are your favorite comedians in the Ukraine from America?
My favorite comedians in Ukraine from America. Okay, so you should check channel Sraka Dupa. It's our channel. It's only in Ukrainian, but it's fine. You also should check Yegor Shatailo. He started his own special on yegorshatailo.com. You should check Andrei Shegel. You should check I don't know who.
Yeah, plug all those people on your social media, because we're never going to be able to spell those names. What do you guys like American comedy?
Yeah, of course. We like a lot of American comedy, and we I watch your shows. I watch a lot of I don't know, stupid American shit. I sometimes hate something. Just we have two cultures. We have Ukrainian culture. We have American culture. Sometimes we force ourselves to not watch Russian culture because it's stupid. You just watch one Russian comedian, and also YouTube next video suggests you a war movie, and you're like, fuck it.
Right.
Half of the Russian YouTube is war movies about how it was in 44. And,
what is the plan now? The plan is just to hold off Russian forces as much as you can, and basically, obviously, keep raising money, and hopefully, with enough pressure on Putin and people, countries like China now coming out and, a lot of sanctions happening, that he would, eventually he'll give this up.
Yeah, we will push the things. We will push the things as long as we are winning, because for now we are winning. We was very happy with the Ukrainian people raising Patreon for the Save Life in UA. It was the #1 Patreon in the world. They gathered 450,000 people.
I don't like that, because we're like the #2 show on Patreon, and I got to be honest with you, I worked a lot harder than these Ukrainians raising the money. We've got a lot more content. They don't have any content on that Patreon, so to me that's a little ridiculous. But I do respect that. Tell us where to follow you and where to donate, because we want to donate money, and I want to have all my fans that can and want to donate money. How do we follow you?
Okay. You can donate money at Save Life, one word, savelife.in.ua. It's a very good organization. They are very nice. They have a lot of PayPal. They have everything. They have Bitcoin. They have everything.
Yes, we'll put that in the description of the episode.
Yes. Also, we have a national Ukraine bank, which is National Ukraine Bank. Is have an IBAN, long IBAN, and you can donate to that. Also, I can email you my card number for like small groups.
Yeah, I will personally donate $5,000 to you if you give me a way to do that. If you give me a way to do that.
We will figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I will absolutely personally donate that to you. And it's not a lot of money, but it's enough money where hopefully that can help a little bit.
Okay. We will send you photos afterwards.
What'd you say? Oh, you're going to
send you photos.
Yeah, no, and videos. For 5,000, you have to do videos as well. But I want to help you. Yeah, I mean, it's $5,000, but I want to help you as much as I can. You guys, it's inspiring shit to see. You're a comedian. If someone invaded America to kill all of us, the comedians would be helping them. So it's nice that you guys are fighting for your own country, standing up. Where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Instagram.com Vlad Kapitsa.
Okay. We're going to put that in the link in the description too. I mean, it's amazing. You don't fit the look.
You can also find me on Twitter, Vlad Kapitsa, because Twitter are popular between Ukrainian politics and Ukrainian action, and it's not very popular, and it's popular worldwide. So that's pretty much how I found you and found a lot of people.
Yes.
And
it's very interesting. You look like you're from California. I mean, I don't know what Ukrainians look like, but you look like you should be on the show Euphoria. This was not what we were expecting at all. I mean, you look like you're like a TikToker who lives in Hollywood, but we are really sorry that this shit's going down, and we're really going to try to help as much as we can in terms of donating money, telling our people to donate money. And listen, hopefully this shit ends and you come to America, we'll get you on some shows.
Yes, it will be pretty much fun. And I think that when this shit will end, you will come to Ukraine and do some shows because people are buying. If people are buying tickets to Louis C.K.,
yes, no, I would love.
I will find a way to promote you because we have also a promotion going on thing, and it will be cool. And it is one having fun and watching cool content and getting inspired, and it's one of the reasons to have a gun in your hands.
Yes, I believe that's 100% true. It's something to fight for. It's something to fight for.
Warren and Dostoevsky, and we don't like it.
Right. No, it's something to fight for. That is literally what you fight for, your quality of life and to have a free country and have freedom, you know? And dude, I would be very, very excited to perform in the Ukraine unless Russia pays me more. I mean, no, I'm kidding. Dude, I want to thank you. We did this whole bit about you because you sent Ben a message and Ben didn't answer it. And I screamed at him on the show, and we were like, this guy's probably dead, and I can't believe you didn't answer his message. And it's a whole bit, and we're so happy that you're okay. Your friends are okay, and I'm hoping that everybody makes it out of this. And you know, we could all fucking look back at this and like, you know, I'm hoping that's the case, you know, and like, you know, any support. Yeah.
In case if I die, I will text Ben a list of second-hand comedians for your show.
Yeah, please. We really appreciate that. No, we really appreciate that. I think you'll be fine. Stay safe, you know? Obviously, do what you guys got to do over there. And we really appreciate you taking the time because we know it's not fucking easy. We're going to put together all of those links in our episode. We're going to put them on our Instagram. We're going to put them on our Twitter for people to donate, help you out if they can. And keep in contact with us, man. Keep letting us know like what's going on and ways that we can help.
Okay. Also, I wanted to say Slava Ukraini. It's like glory to America. And the response is Heroям Slava. Can you say that? Heroям Slava?
What is it?
Heroям Slava.
Heroям Slava. What does that mean?
That means glory for the heroes.
Yes, Heroям Slava, glory for the heroes. And I think Putin really went in there thinking it was going to be an overnight thing. He thought it was going to be a lot easier than it's been. You guys have shown him that it's not going to be that easy. You're fighting for your home, your culture, your religion, your heritage, whatever you're fighting for, the freedom to live, and it's an inspiring thing. And there's people in my country that don't respect it because they're mentally ill. We have many mentally ill people here, but people that are human beings, the few of us that are still left, are watching it, looking at it, going, it's fucking inspiring. And I really appreciate this. Now, I mean, the awkward thing is he's not in Ukraine. He's not even Ukrainian. This is a guy we hired who's in LA. He's too good looking. He's behind his soundstage. I mean, this is a green screen, but I still think it still feels good, right?
Oh, yeah.
It still helps. I think this still matters. Yeah.
I can show you bottles of Ukrainian beer that we are cocktail.
For sure. Well, don't have too much fun over there. And listen, I mean, it may be inappropriate, but I still think it's a you know, we've got merch dropping. It's a great time to get some hoodies over there. It's not horrible. All right, Vladislav, thank you so much. You're an awesome dude, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tim.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, we had a Han Dynasty Chinese food, and it's spicy, and Ben loves Chinese food. It's his favorite kind of food. It makes him feel. Very few things do. And you would say it's your favorite food by far.
By
Is
far.
Thai food more than Chinese food?
I would say it's Chinese and then Japanese kind of in a tie right there.
Interesting. It's all East Coast. I mean, Eastern.
Eastern world, yes.
Phenomenal. That's great. I like Chinese. I don't, I mean, I'm a, I don't know. It's not my favorite, because I'm a civilized person. So I don't eat chicken feet and stuff, but I don't mind it. I like countries with tablecloths. Welcome to the alt-right Nazi food hour. Thank you for coming. And this is when I'm watching a show on HBO right now called The Gilded Age, which isn't good, but it's not bad. And it's about all these old money families in New York that are being displaced by new money families. And it's about like a family that's supposed to be the Vanderbilts because it's a railroad tycoon and his wife, and they're trying to break into old New York. And you see in the show how bad the Irish had it. Everybody, we always hear about, slaves, but we never hear about Irish slaves. And there were like a ton of them. And that's what my podcast is now about. Telling the story of Irish slaves. But one of the maids is Irish. She's like a gambler. And a guy's just beating her up and throwing her on the street, trying to get his money. But now, HBO's got to force all these storylines. They got to force diversity. So you have like a black character who, it's just you're watching this thing. A girl gets robbed. The black lady lends her money. And then she goes to this, rich family in New York. And then they just take her in. So here's what you have to believe now. You have to believe that America was this stunningly racist, horrible society, which there's a lot of merit to that belief, but you also have to suspend that belief to enjoy a show where they just move a black woman into the home within 2 days of meeting her because you need the diversity in this show. So it's like the craziest storyline ever. It's like, oh, yeah, she lent me money to get on the train. And then she gets there and they're like, oh, you can dictate my letters. You can read or write. Live with us. Live with us and be a principal character on the show. And that's where the diversity, you start going, it's odd. I'm all for having another black family on the show in Brooklyn where it's believable, where it's not like you're not forcing this thing that would really just never happen. In my estimation. I'm not saying it's never happened, but the idea you have this old money New York rich family just taking in this black girl after knowing her for less than 24 hours and go, just live here. Just live here. It's odd. But again, this is part of the new ethos in Hollywood where even if it doesn't make sense, just do it. Just throw it in. And no shade to anybody. Hey, get your money. I'd rather watch a show where there's a black family experiencing truly what it was like in that era than that forced storyline that we're seeing, which clearly seems to be not what would have happened. Or maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem to be. Like the whole show is about this woman being terribly uncomfortable with her white neighbor. That's the entire show is about these two women who are just, one's old money, one's new money, and they don't get along. The new money one is garish and vulgar. She's a vulgarian. And the old money one, Christine Baranski, doesn't like her. Now, we're supposed to believe that she's terribly uncomfortable but she moves in the black girl in under 24 hours. And goes, come live in the house. Late 1800s, by the way. Civil War is ended hours ago. And we're supposed to believe she just come on in the house. The whole show is about she hates different classes of white people who have money. They have more money than her. It's not even about, it's just, the whole show is about how you hate the other. Like, there are people are tribal by nature, and people hate disruptions and they hate change. And she hates this woman who lives across the street who has real money, and her husband's this brash railroad tycoon who's a big money player in New York, and she's terribly uncomfortable with that, and she doesn't like it. But she moves in a black girl, and we're supposed to just, kind of ease past that, what seems to be a glaring contradiction, because HBO needs to do that now. And you go, okay, all right. It's also whatever the show's whatever. Nobody asked for the show either. Nobody was like, because the guy who made it did Downton Abbey, which a lot of people loved. My grandmother loved it, which was like a show about the British aristocracy, and he's doing it for America, for New York. But, nobody was pounding on the door saying, please, God, make a show about this. And not only have they made a show about it, but they've made a show about it where one of the key plot points, to me, feels a bit ludicrous. Or maybe it wasn't that racist. Maybe those old white women who lived on Fifth Avenue weren't that bad. That's kind of what you have to deduce. You have to go, she's not that bad. There's a black girl live in a house. That's lovely. I'm sure that's not a common thing. Again, you can't have it both ways, Oh, the country was horribly racist. I'm with you there. I agree with that. I think you're right about that. But this old bitch loved this black woman and moved her in under 24 hours, having not even known her. Moved her right in. Oh. And that's the show. Just go with it. Just go with the show. And you go, okay. I was reading about, I'm trying to, the diet that we're all being fed right now is war. It's just a steady diet of Ukraine war. And it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. The TV just went on. It's unhealthy to just hear about the war. I'm not saying it's unimportant. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying there's how many explosions should you watch? It's a fair point. It's a fair question, right? How many buildings should you watch being shelled before you have coffee? 4? Because we are now being fed a steady war diet. The troops are advancing. They may launch an amphibious assault on Odessa. They are in the Black Sea. The convoy has been stalled on the way to Kyiv, which everyone has pronounced Kiev, and now it is Kyiv, whatever. Our people on Twitter are fighting, is Vladimir Putin a rational actor, acting in his self-interest after being goaded into the war by the expansion of NATO? There's something to that, for sure, certainly. And the other side, or is Vladimir Putin a psychopath who's behaving erratically, which there's also room for that, because when you look at what he's going to have to do with Ukraine, have a military presence there for a long time, bleed his country there, bleed his country dry financially, have, to deal with an insurgency for as long as they're there. The Ukrainians are never going to forget about this. It's not like he could just install a puppet government and be done. This is a real project. We just got done with this in Iraq and Afghanistan. How did it work out for us? We were humiliated. The Taliban came back 20 years later. But a lot of people made a lot of money in that period. I'm not, naive. But these things don't usually work. So a cost-benefit analysis of this. But I think he was like, listen, I'm in my 70s. There's rumors that he has Parkinson's. He's like, hey, he's concerned with his legacy. He goes, I'm not going to let you put missiles all around Russia. I'm just not going to do it. I'm a nuclear power. We have more nuclear warheads than anybody else. I'm going to act like it. There's a great line in Succession. What good is having fuck you money if you can't say fuck you? And I think Putin goes, well, what good is having all these goddamn nukes? Just so what? I could talk to Oliver Stone? No, I want to party too. America's running around the Middle East pretending they're democratizing things, and they ain't. You know? Israel's, with Palestine, the whole thing. Saudi Arabia is doing a genocide in Yemen. Why don't I get involved? I feel like, he feels like, hey, you're not going to put me in a box. But we have that reality. Now, that being said, he's invaded a country, and it's terrible to watch, right? Now, a lot of Americans don't seem to feel any which way about the people that are being killed. In fact, some of them think it's a good thing, or that Putin is doing something to be cheered on, like you would cheer on the Dallas Cowboys. And they are saying that Vladimir Putin isn't your enemy, which is okay, sure, but who is my enemy? I mean, why does there need to be an enemy all the time? Because inherent in Vladimir Putin isn't your enemy. It's that, no, it's Kamala Harris is your enemy. You go, well, okay. Can I live in a world where I'm not in direct conflict with either Vladimir Putin or Kamala Harris? Because I'm trying to... Kamala has more effect on my life. She could raise my taxes. She could do things that I don't like. That being said, I'd rather live here in America than live in Moscow, which people have forgotten. I think somehow, somewhere, people have forgotten that. They go, well, no, America's got a lot of problems too. Yeah, pound for pound, though, it would be hard to really make the argument that you'd be better off living in Russia. I mean, I know you're maybe upset about what's happening in the country. You don't like certain things, critical race theories, got you bent out of shape. Whatever drag queens, read The Cat in the Hat in the library. That's keeping you up. You know what I mean? There's not enough diversity in the Marvel movie franchise on the other side. Whatever your problems happen to be, it's probably pound for pound still better to live here. Not maybe by that much, and maybe not for much longer, depending on how we go. But when you hear people talk about this idea, there seems to be this idea that, where it's the debate is kind of about, like that the CIA and America has done bad things, which we are well aware of. We've had all of this on the show. We've been completely aware that we are an empire in a stage of decline, that empire was established by CIA coups, military conquest, as all empires are. I mean, we're very aware of this, right? There's been no empire in history that's ever gotten to the size we are or any approximation of it without doing all those things. It's just not the way empires are built. That doesn't excuse them. That doesn't make them right. But there is a weird idea or a strange idea that everything Russia does, which is a bad thing, has to be immediately countered by reminding people that we've also done a bad thing. It's like an interesting kind of a knee-jerk. Whereas if Putin were to go in and nuke Ukraine tomorrow, people would tweet, well, we also dropped the atom bomb on Japan. I don't know what that does. I don't know what that accomplishes. I don't know where that, I don't know, but it's people are very, it's kind of people, if nukes came flying over here, there'd be a fair amount of the population that went, and he's right. Good for him. Like, I mean, would they stop at that? That's a fair point. If Putin were to invade America, which he's not going to do, but if he were to do that, would there be a segment of the population that goes, good for him? I don't know. I'm not saying that's, it just does feel like it's a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction where a lot of the stuff coming out of the Ukraine is propaganda, for sure. We know that. Is it, yeah, and is it dangerous propaganda? Perhaps, if it needlessly escalates the war where these neocon war hawks are like, let's just enforce no-fly zones, and which is essentially an act of war. And then, yeah, I'm all for not being taken in by like war propaganda, you know? But I don't personally need to fact check every single inspirational story that comes out of the Ukraine. Like, I don't personally, like when that Goes to Kiev thing happened, I don't care. If the Goes to Kiev is real enough, whatever they need to believe, right? They're getting bombed. Whatever they need to believe. You want to believe in the Ghost of Kiev, the Ghost of Christmas Past, none of it means anything to me. People in this country believe in all kinds of shit. They believe in monsters, cannibals, like people believe in Jesus. People believe in all kinds of stuff that I don't care if they believe it or not. It's great. Good for you. But if you want to believe in the Ghost of Kiev, I don't care. It doesn't really affect me. Now, if you start to see the propaganda go in a direction where you can kind of see it moving, where it's like, well, I think we should do more, then you go, hold on, calm down, relax. I am not for doing more. I am for doing the same or less, because we shouldn't be getting into a war with Russia over this. It's not our fight. I don't see the value in like fact checking every little thing that comes out of the Ukraine. Where they're like, Putin, they got into some firefight at a nuclear plant, and everybody's like, it's fine. The nuclear plant is fine. Everyone's freaking out over it, but it's actually good. And you go, oh, okay, but what is this? How far will this go? You know? The orphanage Putin bombed was actually a secondary school. The kids were 4 to 7. Okay. Well, it's different because it's not an orphanage. You said it was babies. They're 8. Okay. I understand that. Well, I'm just saying. Get your facts straight. Oh, yeah. Well, all right. But again, I understand, like, if that propaganda is being used to justify more of a direct conflict with Russia, then yeah, fuck it, no. That should be off the table. That's off the table. We're not doing that. It's off the table. So I understand figuring out what's what. I just don't see the need for myself to, like, you know, Zelensky, there were 3 assassination attempts. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, but in your own head, why wouldn't the Russians be trying to assassinate him? Right? Just think about it. Like, why wouldn't they? If you were put, would you not want him dead? I don't, he's doing a pretty good job of galvanizing support behind the cause. So wouldn't you want him out of the picture? Well, they said 3. It was 2. Get your facts straight. You go, I understand the impulse to distrust media narratives. I think it's important to have. And I've done it my entire life with 9/11, with all these things. But in this case, it just feels, again, like everything is a domestic politics. Like the big problem with the conspiracy movement was it got fused with domestic politics. It used to be people that were really well read, who knew a lot about history, questioning conclusions and doing it in a very pretty bookish way. They were pretty meticulous and they read a lot. And then the conspiracy movement through QAnon became fused with domestic politics. The horse race, I'm going to win, I'm going to beat you. And then a lot of people started to get interested in these topics who had never read a book and didn't know anything and were completely unaware of what disinformation was. And were completely unaware of, yes, there is human trafficking going around, but maybe the human traffickers are the ones pushing these stories that they're cannibals and they're boiling kids in pots. And maybe they're doing that because it actually seems so fantastical that it makes people dismiss the actual reality of human trafficking as it relates to political elites in America. So when you're talking about Chrissy Teigen running a cult of witches eating children, people are easily dismiss that. But when you talk about Epstein and you talk about things like that, and there's facts, now it's much harder to dismiss. So a lot of that weird, and I'm not saying that the weird people in this country don't do occult shit and don't murder kids or whatever, but I'm saying as this grand conspiracy that QAnon became, it actually did more to hurt legitimate concerns and questions about human trafficking because it was all about winning. It's all about the domestic political impulse of seeing your enemies get smashed, seeing them lose. And this was, of course, seeing them get locked up, put in Guantanamo Bay, executed. So looking at this war and making it about Joe Biden or Donald Trump or making it about how to win against somebody else that disagrees with you about something seems to be it just seems to be very limiting. It's limiting in the scope of human experience, the way to look at things, the way to analyze things. You shouldn't necessarily hear something and then immediately leap to, okay, but how does this serve my overall goal of making my neighbor look stupid? You should look at it and try to form opinions outside of that impulse. I try to check that impulse all the time. It kills humor, it kills creativity, it kills being good at your job. I mean, unless you just want to be a hack, partisan, shoving slop down people's throat, which is how many people earn great livings. But if you don't want to do that, you shouldn't. That's why everybody's like, oh, you're a centrist, so you're never take a thought. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care what you people think. Truly, I have enough money. I could quit tomorrow. Ben would have to work, but I don't. And he's young and he can get a job. I don't care what any of you think. If I did, I never would have done this show because everybody told me it was a waste of my time and that I should just, do a food show on Comedy Central and be the next Anthony Bourdain and go to places and talk to the diner waitress and, do that or do a travelogue, do a travel show. You go around and talk to people and, go to the fair. But no, we did this show, so I don't give a fuck what you people think. It doesn't matter. I barely care what I think. And I make a lot of money thinking. We have a lot of fun about Bitcoin here. I'm a comedian. It's kind of my job to talk shit, not give investing advice. So when I get serious and talk about overlooked alternative asset that's not NFTs or crypto, it's special. I'm talking about blue chip art. That's right, the shit that usually hangs on walls in museums. And today's sponsor, Masterworks, makes it possible for you to invest in blue chip art without being a billionaire. Here's how it works. Masterworks offers an investment in multi-million-dollar pieces of artwork, works by icons like Banksy or Picasso. So you can go out and invest in a painting without paying $103 million, which is how much a Picasso sold for last year in New York. Why do the super rich spend that much on one painting? It could be because art pieces outpaced the S&P 500 by 164% from 1995 to 2020. Nothing funny about those numbers. They didn't get rich by being stupid. And my friends over at Masterworks are giving my listeners priority access to their latest offerings at masterworks.art/Tim. It's a good idea to invest in art, truly. And a lot of people do not have the capital, obviously, to buy a painting outright. So what Masterworks is allowing people, are you paying attention to me? What they're allowing people to do is invest in the art. It's really amazing. My friends at Masterworks are really making this happen for you. Masterworks.art/Tim. See the important disclaimers at masterworks.io/disclaimer. Ben is using Lucy nicotine, and he's really good. He hasn't had a cigarette forever. Look, we're all adults here. I know some of us choose nicotine to relax, focus, or unwind after a long day. Lucy is a modern oral nicotine company that makes nicotine gum, lozenges, and pouches for adults who are looking for the best, most responsible way to consume their nicotine. It's a new year. Why not start it out by switching to a new nicotine product that you can feel good about? Okay, Ben loves it. It's great, right?
Yeah, I love all the flavors of the lozenges.
If you using nicotine, you should definitely check out Lucy's products at lucy.co. That's lucy.co and use promo code TIM at checkout. And warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Remember, if you're interested in a better way to use nicotine, visit lucy.co and use the promo code TIM. Lucy.co, use a promo code TIM.
So basically, I don't use Lucy anymore. Lucy weaned me off of cigarettes and nicotine completely, which is the whole idea behind the company Lucy.
Lucy, I love Lucy. And that was a show on television, I Love Lucy. And it was a hilarious show with Lucille Ball, who was kind of a racist, but that came out later. It's fun to be able to use nicotine in a fun way. Lucy, you've got back-to-back meetings, errands to run, and chores to take care of. What's the secret to clearing your to-do list? A little help from DoorDash. You get dinner, household essentials, and everything on your grocery list delivered. Ever pulled into the driveway after a trip to the grocery store only to realize that you forgot one key ingredient for dinner? Now you have options. Get the groceries you need or a backup meal from your favorite local restaurant delivered with DoorDash. What do you want to eat tonight? Maybe a home-cooked favorite but don't feel like going to the store. Or you want something exciting and new, but it would be great to stay in. DoorDash connects you with everything you want, whenever and however you want it. But really, here's a cool thing. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more, which is everything you order, when you download the DoorDash app and enter code Tim Dillon. Download the DoorDash app, enter code Tim Dillon. Okay, that's 25% off, up to $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app and enter code Tim Dillon. So it's an amazing service, but even on top of that, you're saving money. Hello? DoorDash. You don't have to go to the store. They do it. You don't have to cook dinner. They do it. That's what makes it good. They do it for you. It shows up at your home, piping hot, ready to be consumed. Or the groceries show up and you could cook a nice romantic dinner with your lover. DoorDash, it's good to do. It's much better than going to the store. It's dangerous on the roads and people at the store are losing their minds. What you need to do is just stay away from everybody all the time. I use DoorDash because it's fun and easy. I go out and people recognize me all the time. They tell me that I've changed their life. It's fun for a while, but it gets annoying, especially when I'm trying to get pancake mix. Anyway, go to DoorDash and use the code Tim Dillon, 25% off your first order. For a limited time, subject to change, terms apply. But I try to look at both people, like I try to look at both sides of an issue and go, where are people correct in my estimation and where are they wrong? So I get checking propaganda, and I get that propaganda being dangerous if it's used to force more of a direct conflict with Russia, right? But then, of course, I see that can go overboard too. That can get a little silly. That just seems it can get a little silly, right? Like, for example, if Putin just launches nuclear strikes at 4 or 5 different countries, now he's not going to do this. But let's say he did, would people, well, it's the expansion of NATO. Yeah, maybe, but hey, we're in a different place now. Let's try to think about how to survive here. You don't have any survival instinct. Well, we shouldn't have done. Yeah, well, hey, It's like you're in a bad situation. Some guy's got a gun to the back of your head. You're in a bad part of the city, and one of your friends looks, he goes, we never should have came here. It's like, hey, this is not helping. This doesn't really help at the present moment. I don't know how bad things are going to get. I mean, I'm hoping that I'm bored of it already, if that's a good sign. I hope it's a good sign. It's become boring to me. I don't really want to keep watching this. It was fun for a few days because it was like new and interesting, but it's really become, to be honest, dull. And people's takes are already becoming circular. You've heard them. They keep, I'm getting wary of the sing-songy bullshit on one side about how, like, Zelensky and all this stuff. Like, I'm getting wary of that because that's my nature to be like, wait a minute, hold on, where are we going? And then on the other side, where people are just literally putting Putin's cock in their mouth and sucking him off on TV is also slightly. So I don't know where. I just turn it off. Got to turn it off. All these dumb things that we do. I was in Long Island the other day and there was a sign, the town of Babylon stands with Ukraine. It's like that type of shit. Of course, it's like cringe. You look at that stuff, you go, what the fuck's this going to do? But what else are we going to do? What the fuck else are you going to do? You just go, yeah, well, the town of Babylon stands with Ukraine. And by the way, I've been to Babylon. They probably don't. That's the other thing. I don't know if they took a poll. I don't know who the fuck put up that sign. But it's just, I'm getting tired of it. We're supposed to be out of this. We're supposed to be getting out of a pandemic. And then there's supposed to be some type of creative renaissance. This is what I've been. And I don't mean in a good way. I mean like a very dumb, silly, stupid, spate of film projects that come out where it's like people are like really goofy and like nothing has a plot and everybody just kind of is so happy to be out of their house and they just don't, care anymore. And that's what I was picturing, not a war. We're in war mode. And I'm just like, I can't get in. I just can't get into it. I can't get into it. Does that sound cunty? Perhaps. But what do you want me to do? Force it? I can't force it. Like HBO is forcing the storyline. I can't force myself into it. We did it. We had the guy on the show. And we listened to David Bowie's Heroes in the car. And we drove over the 59th Street Bridge. And then we went to have bagels. We did it. We did what we were there to do. He came on. He told his tale. And we supported him. I donated $5,000 of Bitcoin to him. And he sent me a few photos of like charred Russian bodies, I guess, which I wanted photos of something else, which I don't think he got. I think it was a language barrier for $5,000. I wanted other, but whatever. Doesn't matter. We wish him well. We wish him the best. But, we did a heroic thing for Ukraine by having him on a show, that's ad supported. And we made a lot of money to do. But I'm kind of now, I've reached the point now where I go, okay, we're heading into the spring and the summer. And I just, we don't need gas being $1 million trillion. We just don't need it. We don't need it. Enough with the sanctions. Let's calm down with the sanctions. Because here's the deal. It's about to impact all of us in ways we don't like. Airfare going up. Price of gas going up. We're trying to have a summer here. I'm talking like this. Everyone's afraid to say these things. I'm going to say them. And by the way, I don't mean that because there's a lot of people saying them. By the way, it should be taboo. Like what I'm saying should be taboo, but I believe it's being pretty openly discussed in Congress. But I do believe we got to look out for ourselves a little bit here. And I just think we can't really go too crazy with the sanctions. What if we did it? What if we lifted the sanctions on Putin and said, hey, what is it? You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar? What if we lifted the sanctions? I mean, as a show of good faith. I'm not a geopolitical mastermind, but whatever is a show of good faith. Lift the sanctions and go, hey, do what you got to do. But just, take care of us here. We need to get the price of fuel down. It's a fact. From New York City, how many miles is it from New York City to the Hamptons? How many miles?
It is, let's see here. Sorry. It is exactly 94 miles.
Okay. It's 100 miles. Let's round it.
Okay.
It is 100 miles of gas. How many miles to the gallon are people getting?
On average, like on that highway, probably like 18.
18 miles to the gallon. So how many gallons of gas? About 5 or 6?
We're looking at about 5 or 6 gallons. Yeah.
And gas is what now?
About 4. I mean, it's about 4.
$4 or $5.
People are bracing for 5. That's what's coming.
So every time you go to the Hamptons, about $30.
Yeah, 5 gallons there, 5 gallons back. You're looking at
60.
Yeah,
that's $60 for one trip to the Hamptons. $60. Now that's for the people that drive. Then we have helicopters. We have private planes.
Yes.
No, I mean this is.
You're right. You're right.
Hey, here's the reality here. No, this is. I'm not here to pretend that things aren't how they are. This is a big problem heading into the summer. People are going to want to go to Europe. They're going to want to travel. I have a lot of friends that are going to be in Martha's Vineyard, and maybe they're going to be in Nantucket. Ferries, you know what I mean? Like, guys, what? Like, are you willing to trade your summer for Ukraine? No. I'm dead serious. Are you willing to trade your summer for the Ukraine? I'm talking about the summer of love, the summer of fucking. COVID is finally over. Vax mandates have dropped. I'm talking partying outside. I mean, eating a pussy that tastes like peach Melba. The summer. I'm talking about warm summer breezes. I mean, are you willing to not participate in a lot of those activities because of the Ukraine? And I don't know. I don't think I am. So I believe right now we need to lift all the sanctions on Putin until the fall. Because, and he'll still be there. We can sanction him in the fall. I just, let's be honest. You know? Where were you going to go this summer? Kharkiv? Is that where you were going to go? Were you going to go to Kharkiv? Were you? Or were you going to go to Malibu? Let's start looking out for number one. We didn't get to be the greatest country in the world by taking care of other people. Let's be honest. And maybe you might not believe we're the greatest country in the world, and that's absolutely fine. But we didn't get here by concern for others, as Twitter will tell you. So it's time to stop pretending that we got to cut it out now. Cut it out. Stop the flags. Stop the songs. Stop the song and dance routine. Cut it out. We've done it now for a week. No, we don't, our movies suck. Nobody respects us anymore. We don't even put out good shit. Everything we make is horrible. Every comedian special that comes out on HBO, not all of them, but a lot of them, it's just somebody on a stage talking about how sad they are without a goddamn joke. The rest of the world has figured us out. Okay? We fucked up. We haven't put out a good movie in a long fucking time. There's not shit to watch. We used to bomb the hell out of these people, rape and pillage, but we used to give them good shit. Great movies, okay? Ghostbusters and Seinfeld and Scent of a Woman, whatever. They loved it. Rap music, black culture, all these things we exported all over the world. Everything we do now sucks. We don't have any soft power that's worth a damn. So just shut it down. Lift the sanctions on Putin. Lift them on Putin. Let's have a summer. It's time to have a summer. Whether you're a poor piece of shit trash bag who gets drunk in a lake, or you got a little scratch and you find your way to one of the fucking oceans in this country somewhere. Whatever. Not my business. Everybody deserves a fucking summer after the 2 years we've had. And that involves immediately lifting the sanctions on Vladimir Putin. I'm sorry. I apologize. But there's no other way out here. Lift the fucking sanctions. I'm talking gas, $2.89. Not even. Let's start cutting deals. Here's the deal. We're going to feel bad if we lift the sanctions. We're going to feel horrible because he's going to use all that money to go in there, and I mean, God, what he's going to do. But that's why the gas has to be so cheap. The deal has to be so good. I mean, I'm talking about what can we get it down to? $2.10. It's got to be so good that you're eating that burger and the summer breeze is hitting you in the face and everybody's got their tits and dicks out and everybody's having fun and you feel a little bad, but not that bad because the deal's got to be good for us to turn away from this, to look away and remove all sanctions. We got to get a good deal on fuel. Good deal. So that we can go have a summer. The world is going to be uninhabitable in, 7 years. Enjoy what you have. Enjoy what you have now. So this is and again, it is not the most, it's not a position that makes me proud that I have it. I'm not proud of it. But do you see another way out? Do you see another way out of this?
Here's how
you see a way out?
Here's why I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Here's why I like it. Because if they're going to occupy for 10 or 15 years, we come back in the fall and we sanction them fall, winter.
Or not, because we got to do shit then too. The fall is amazing. People want to do a weekend in the Berkshires.
Yeah.
Listen, can we cut it out with this? Stop with this. Have a summer. I mean, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. There's no other way around this here. And this is unfortunate. When is this? Do we have to just put this out as the main one? Because if we put it out as a Patreon, when's that supposed to go out?
That would be in 6 days from now. So if there's like nuclear things.
So we have to put this out as the main one.
Yeah, probably.
And just do audio only. Yeah, what are you going to do? Hey, fuck you if you don't like it. Who cares? But I am saying right now, we should absolutely, without a doubt, remove all sanctions on Vladimir Putin and commend him on securing the Ukraine from Nazis. Now, there are some Nazis over there, that Azov, that's their elite fighting force. Now, they are all not. Can we call I want to call the great Melanie here. Let's see if she answers, because there's no one funnier than her, quite frankly. And she did sum this up kind of brilliantly the other day. And by the way, some people listen from the Ukraine, and I'm very sorry about this, but we just deserve a summer.
Hello.
Hey, Melanie, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
Listen, you're on the podcast. Let me ask you. You know more about everything. Putin. We all know Putin's a psychopath, but aren't the Ukrainians also like kind of Nazis?
Yeah, they're like white supremacists, and all of a sudden everybody loves them.
They are kind of Nazis, though.
Yeah, they're part Nazi. One of the guys that, like, what's his face? Byron's hand, like shaking hands with, is like, you know, a total Nazi. And people forget it too. It's like, oh well, you know, they're Nazis, but they're not as bad as the Russians.
Right.
You know, it's convenient.
Right, for sure.
I don't know why this is all even happening. But it's not going to end well, I can tell you that. I mean, if you know what, Putin's not going to lose. He's just going to push the button at the end.
Right, he's not going to. But I'm just saying, listen, I want to keep gas cheap because I think we all
So do
deserve
I.
a nice summer.
Oh God, dude, let me tell you something. Yeah, exactly. The gas situation. Whatchamacallit, Putin has, I think it's about, I would say between at least almost 30% of the market coming in, and he's exporting almost all the natural gas to Germany. That's why you're seeing such a tepid response on Ukraine from all these countries. They're like, yeah, we want to help, but we want to eat food. You know, we don't want to, like, you know, pay $1 zillion for like heat and all this other stuff, especially here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just I think I don't know what we have to do here, but like, you know, I'm not into going into a nuclear war for the Ukraine.
No, me neither. Or as Biden would say, the Uranian, which I thought was hysterical.
Yeah, well, he's a corpse.
No nuclear war. Whatchamacallit, he God, I mean, if the gas, like right now, it's like the poor Ukraine, but if it goes up to like, you know, $8 or $9 a gallon, they're gonna go to war with them. You know what I mean? You know, that's probably what'll happen is the gas will go up to about $7 a gallon and like $10 in California, and we'll sneak a bomb in there to just end it and blame it on the Russians.
It may be the best thing to do.
Of course.
I mean, we just have to do it. All right, I'll call you later, babe. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. It's a great Melanie. Again, it's rare that someone has moral clarity in these times, and she does. That's what I like about it's moral clarity, and we don't see a lot of it. We don't see a lot of it in these times, but I do think it's important that we keep our eye on the prize here, which is the price of fuel and our ability to have a good summer. And I know the world order is being rocked. Yeah. But you know what? How about a fun summer that we've earned, that we didn't have last summer because of fucking Delta? Now it's going to be great. COVID is done. It's in the rear view. And I think we're just going to, so I think that's the challenge. How much of your lifestyle are you willing to sacrifice? I am willing to do what I've done. Tweet, post. I'll sign a sternly worded letter written by Barry Weiss. But I mean, I you know what I mean? Hair is so important. Keeping your hair is very important, but you got to keep your hair. That's the best way to do it. Keeps is a great product because what it does is it allows you to prevent hair loss by keeping the hair that you have. This is the most effective way, okay? You can get Keeps. It's a convenient virtual doctor consultation, medication delivered straight to your door every 3 months. 24/7 care and support. They have a network of expert medical advisors, prescribers, and care specialists to support you in making your hair goals a reality. It is low cost, okay? They take, the FDA approved medications, and they give you the generic versions of them. So basically, you spend a lot less money to get the exact same results. When it comes to your hair, save more and spend less. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/Tim Dillon to receive your first month of treatment. A friend of mine is doing this. He's doing great. He loves it. That's keeps.com/Tim Dillon to get your first month free. keeps.com/Tim Dillon. My friend is doing this right now, and I mean, he is keeping his hair. He's basically stopped hair loss right in its tracks. It's amazing. It's kind of like a miracle. Do you like miracles?
Yes.
That's right. KEEPS.com/Tim Dillon. KEEPS.com/Tim Dillon. Keep your hair. You know who wears bird dogs? President Zelensky. Now, I know you're all out there and you want to suck his fat, uncut hog. His fat, uncut hose. You don't even care if he washes it first. Suck it right from the gym. Suck his fat, uncut cock. Get in there. I bet he's got a big horse cock and big furry balls. And you don't even care if some of the hairs get in your mouth or go down your throat. You still keep chugging it, jerking the base and sucking it, licking the balls, maybe even lick his taint, maybe even eat his ass. It doesn't even matter. You know why? Because he's got bird dogs on and he's doing heroic things in the Ukraine. Bird dogs are great. They're pants. You don't have to wear underwear. So if you want to suck off the president of the Ukraine, pull his big cock out and just go to town on it. I mean, swallow every fucking drip of his cum. Take it down. So much of it where in the beginning of it, it's hot, but then it's there's so much of it, you look unsure. You take that kind of load from him. You know why? Because he's got bird dogs on. That's right. There's cum all over his stomach. You got to suck it out of his belly button. It's everywhere. Bird dogs. President Zelensky, and then he fucks you. After that, because he's ready to go again because he's a crazy man.
Yeah.
And then he just fucks you raw. He beats it up to the point where you're grabbing things that don't exist. You're scaling the walls. He's just destroying you. Beating every fucking hole. Smacking you in the face with it. You're screaming in pain and pleasure and why? Because he has bird dogs on.
That's the comfort of built-in
Fuck
underwear.
me, you hero. Fuck me, you hero. That's what you'll yell as he hits it from the back, smashing you, putting your face in the pillow and maybe biting the back of your neck. Don't stop. Never stop. Go on.
Well, I was just sort of explaining what bird dogs are and why I like them so much.
Yeah.
It's the comfort of built-in underwear.
Finish in my mouth. He goes, you want me to come in your mouth again? Yes. Never stop.
They sent me some cool
President Zelensky fucking you like an animal.
I like their designs. They have cool designs, like with the underwear on the inside,
Maybe
pants,
he
shorts.
pisses on you in the shower afterwards. You feel his warm piss, and you go down and you take it in your mouth like a golden shower and say, hero. Maybe you give him a Blumpkin as he's taking a big shit. What are you trying to say?
Well, they have camo ones, too, the deer hunters.
Oh, good. Yeah, get them, folks. They're good.
Duffy the Vampire Slayers. That's a cool pair.
They're good. Everyone loves them.
My wife actually likes them on me. She thinks they're attractive.
Well, you know who she'd really like? President Zelensky. She would throw you out of bed real quick if she could just hop on top of President Zelensky and ride his cock until, you know, it would be hot if your wife fucked Zelensky with a gun in her mouth. Do you think that would be hot? If she rode Zelensky's cock with a gun in her mouth and played a little Russian roulette, there's one bullet in. Because how hot would it be? Sad, because we both like her. But if she blew her brains out and died as they were both coming. Bird dogs, tell them the deal. What's the deal here?
Oh, yeah, so we have a call to action here. So if you go to birddogs.com and you enter the promo code Tim Dillon.
Buy the shorts because they let us say this.
Yeah. We'll see. I think they will. And they said anything goes, but that was a.
Well, what does anything goes mean?
Well, that was sort of a heroic dose of anything goes. Like that was a really...
Well, we're talking about a hero, President Zelensky, and the way he likes to fucking shred puss and asshole.
Well,
sexuality means nothing to him. He just fucks anything, wet or dry.
So all you got to do is go to birddogs.com, you enter the promo code Tim Dillon, and they'll throw in a free Bird Dogs Whistle football, which my dog likes, Gracie.
That's great. That dog's an anxiety-filled moron.
That's birddogs.com, promo code Tim Dillon, and boom, a free Bird Dogs football with your pair of bird dogs. You will not take these things off, I promise you.
Thank you. I wonder if I'm going to do the Bitcoin convention. You know, we've been playing chicken with them because I want more money and whatever. I don't know if I'm going to go. I do have fun when I go. I do like that community. I got to find if I can get a big guest. I don't know if I can get a big guest. I wanted Caitlyn Jenner. That was my fucking goal. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get her. I wanted Caitlyn Jenner for the Bitcoin conference. Logan Paul and Caitlyn Jenner together was a goal of mine to have. And then this kid, Will Clemente on Twitter, is very smart about Bitcoin. But I just don't know if I'm going to get any of the big names. Does it make sense to go there without the big names? Right?
No, we got to have Caitlyn.
I wanted somebody big. Maybe we get Putin. If I could get Putin, that would be great. If I could get, Zelensky or something. But I don't want to sit there and I need some real fucking star power to make that conference worth it. Last year we had the Winklevoss twins who said a collection of 9 words throughout the hour, and Jake Paul who talked about wanting to kill Dana White. But I was at least funny, and the show was good. I don't know what else. I don't know what we're gonna do this year. I don't want to do stand up. They're doing a comedy tent. I don't want to do that. So I don't know who I can bring in. I just don't know. So I'm still up in the air with this. They just sold a house in L.A. called The One, and it's a great story.
Oh, they sold it.
I subscribed to the L.A. Times. They sold it, and the thing about this house is the builder is in a shitload of debt. If you go to the LA Times article, which you're not subscribed to, but I'll give you the time to subscribe right now for $1 for 6 months, what publications are you subscribed to for the good of the show?
Wall Street Journal, I finally signed up for.
Here's what no. This is what you should be subscribed to. And I'm not kidding.
Okay.
And you could submit this and I'll pay for it like I do everything else. Here's what you should literally be subscribed to. The New York Times, the LA Times, the Wall Street Journal, probably the Miami Herald, Chicago Tribune, especially because of Lightfoot, the Chicago Tribune, the Boston Globe. Like, you should subscribe to like 10 or 20 papers, truly.
Okay.
Even the Cleveland Plain Dealer, because there's stories in there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But again, I know it's your, like, how do we do less, spend less, do it on the cheap.
Well, this is my one of 6 free articles for the month for LA Times.
Well, is that the way to build a show?
No.
Into an empire?
It is not.
Trying to have 6 free articles?
No.
That's right. Thank you. Well, this article is cool because the guy that built this house took a $90 million subprime loan from a company called Westlake Financial, which does hard money loans, which means loans you can't get in the traditional banking system. So the developer took this loan, and then he went wild. I mean, he built this massive home. It's 100,000 square feet. It's grotesque and heinous, vulgar. And this guy then had trouble selling it. So then he was like, hey, he went to Westlake Financial. He's like, and this guy's a billionaire that is building the home. And he goes, well, hey, why don't I just live in the house and we'll do, I swear to God, this is all in the article. He goes, we'll do celebrity boxing events. We'll make our money another way. We don't have to sell it. We won't flip it. I got in too deep. I went too crazy. I spent too much money. He goes, we'll do celebrity boxing events, and then I'll do the best entertainers in the world. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and they'll all be holograms. And there'll be holograms, and then people beating the shit out of each other in the backyard, and then holograms of Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. And that's how we'll make our money instead of flipping the house. Read a little bit of the article. It's it is interesting when you get to this point where you start building things that are this big. And again, you want to sell it for more money? Lift the sanctions.
Okay, so the mega mansion known as The One sold Thursday for $126 million at a bankruptcy auction.
It's a deal. By the way, $126 million for that house is a steal. It's a steal. $126 million. It's a good price. It's Bel Air prime.
That's a huge discount from $295 million listing price, even with the 12% auction fee, bringing the total to $141 million. It set a record for the costliest house sold at auction, but it fell well short of the California sales record set by venture capitalist Mark Andreessen, who purchased a Malibu estate for $17.7 million. So this is still leagues and above.
Wait a minute, 17.7. Who gives a fuck? Why is that even in the article?
They put a period here. That's it should be 177 million. Yeah, I don't know why they put a period there. That doesn't make any sense. The most ever spent on a U.S. residence was $238 million by hedge fund mogul Ken Griffin for a New York City penthouse in 2019.
Right.
Several international sales have surpassed $300 million, though. So the buyer will be disclosed by March 8th, when paperwork must be submitted.
I hope it's Putin. I pray to God it's Putin. What a great show. Putin's in Bel Air.
It says the buyer pool for this is very small. And with everything happening in Russia, all of a sudden those Russian billionaires who may have been your best bet to buy it are pulling out.
Lift the sanctions.
Yeah.
Lift the... It's not their fault they own a yacht. It's not their fault Putin went a little wacky. It's not their fault. Is it Roman Abramovich's fault? It's not. He's got to sell the Chelsea Football Club. It's not his fault. Shout out to Roman Abramovich.
It says here, the guy who bought it just got a great deal. He's got people willing to pay $50,000 a day just to do commercials and films. I mean, that's going to be a long time to make your money back.
That's not a good deal at all. What are you, an idiot?
That's what the realtor said.
Yeah, well, these people are brain dead.
Hanky? Who's Hanky?
I don't know who Hanky is.
Oh, the largest creditor is Los Angeles billionaire Don Hankey, who lent
Yes.
$106 million to the dream project of
He's
developer
a hard
Niall
scrabble subprime lender scumbag who's got an office, I think, in the Valley, right? Westlake Financial.
West Side
Westlake Financial.
Yeah.
And he's a real old school scumbag. And he lent this guy $90 million or something.
He lent him exactly $106 million, and the lender is owed more than $130 million in secured debt, including money he provided in bankruptcy to repair and spiff up the property.
Yeah, so and now who did he lend it to? Who did Hanky lend this?
The developer, Niall Naomi.
Yeah, Niall Naomi, who's a billionaire in L.A., right? I believe.
He's a developer. Let me see if he's a billionaire. I don't know if he is.
He might not be. I guess he's not if this is all happening.
He's an American former film producer turned real estate developer who's built and sold multi-million-dollar mansions.
Do they have a net worth?
Oh, he did Point Blank. Interesting. Let me see his net worth. Niall's net worth is $6 billion.
Yeah, he's a billionaire. And they're still fighting over this. And the guy from Westlake Financial is also a billionaire. Interesting. What's his worth?
Don Hankey?
Yeah, Don Hankey. He's just an old school. He's one of the last subprime lenders. Hard money, baby. God, it gives me a hard cock. What a beautiful thing.
$5.5 billion.
So you have two billionaires fighting over this house, the debt that was lent to build this. By the way, go Google this thing. It is heinous. And I say that fully understanding and appreciating how ostentatious and vulgar LA homes usually are. This is especially grotesque. It is ugly in a way that is hard to describe. It is aesthetically displeasing. It is a big waste of money. Truly. It is a big waste of money. It is only for some billionaire that wants to say, that they own the most expensive home in America. And obviously this isn't, but it was supposed to be. It was listed for $295 million. It was supposed to be the most expensive home in America. So again, who would want that? Oligarch, a sheik, Saudi, somebody, Chinese amusement park tycoon, Russian fertilizer magnate. It's a small buyer's pool. But I mean, go look at this house, and they call it the one. It is obnoxious beyond anything that you can even. It's not even nice. Are you looking at it?
Yeah. It's in the article. I mean, it
has like a moat around it.
Yeah.
It's like a swimming pool.
Yeah.
And it looks like a moat.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But I'm rooting for Don Hankey, the hard money lender.
Yeah, so he took over his father's dealership in 1972, and he built the Hankey Group, and its main business being Westlake Financial Services, which makes subprime car loans.
Here's the thing with a guy like Don Hankey. No matter how much money he has, they still treat him like scum. Like that other guy, Niles, a developer, and he hangs out with the beautiful people. And Don Hankey is he's a sunburned, low-class scumbag.
He is, actually.
Yeah,
I'm looking him up.
No, he's a real drunk. And no matter what, he's not in that Hollywood glitterati, respected. He's an unfortunate-looking guy. Even though he's a billionaire, he's a used car salesman. Yes. He's got the stink of used cars on him. And he got swindled into lending this Nile, this Hollywood playboy, real estate developer, film producer, probably just fucking tens all day. And Don Hankey. The name Hankey sounds like handkerchief. You know, he is but that's why I root for him, because he's just got soot on his red, sunburnt face. And he's just trying to recoup his money. And even though he's a billionaire, you just look at him, you go, he's one of those where they don't want him in the club. They don't want him in the country club. They don't want him anywhere. He's got a couple of properties in Malibu, but they don't want him anywhere. They don't want Don Hankey.
This was expected to hit the market at $500 million when they first built it.
They were mentally ill here.
Yeah, they really took a bath here.
And the buyer is going to be revealed
March 8th.
March 8th. Who do you think it's going to be?
Well, it's 105,000 square feet, right? You have a
big
50-seat theater. You have 9 bedrooms, multiple kitchens. This is big. This is a big place. It's gotta be. So it's probably not a Russian oligarch, right?
Yeah.
It's probably not a Russian.
I hope it's Nancy Pelosi. It's probably not a Russian.
Probably not a Russian.
It's an Arab.
So it's probably a Saudi.
It's an Arab. It may not be a Saudi. Could be a Qatari. Somebody from the United Arab Emirates. It's an Arab. Or it's somebody from China. But I don't know. Because of COVID and everything.
But we won't know because it'll just be the name of their company, their offshore
Most
thing.
likely, unless they want you to know they own it. They may want you to know they own it. I don't know. It's hard for me to know. But I do want to say this. You know, I don't trust all the Ukrainian propaganda, but this is a legit real story. David Dobrik is fighting with that Nazi regiment in Ukraine right now against the Russians. And I think that's pretty fucking cool, to be honest. I think it's pretty fucking cool that David Dobrik right now is embedded fighting with the Azov Nazi Ukrainian battalion. I think that's pretty fucking impressive. And frankly, we don't need to go over the fact that they're Nazis. What's important is that they are the elite fighting force of the Ukraine. And Dobrik, one of our best canceled YouTubers, has decided to take it upon himself to go fight with them to hold off Russia. I think that's pretty impressive. Don't you?
Yeah.
It's the official position of the Tim Dillon Show at this juncture to lift all sanctions and until September, until after Labor Day. And then we'll talk about it. We'll see what's been done. If Putin can't get that place, if he can't steamroll them till Labor Day, I mean, come on. If he can't take that by Labor Day, we got a real problem. And I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people are going to be angry with me because they're going to be, oh, you were so sympathetic to the Ukrainians. I am. You know how much gas it takes to fill up a boat? I'm just saying, we can't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Do you get it? Do you understand what I mean here? Or do I sound like a fucking heartless psychopath? Because you know what? I don't think I do. I think for the first time in my life, I'm making sense. I mean, truly, what do you think? What do you feel?
I think I'm with you, but we got to bring back the sanctions in the fall, though. I think it should just be a seasonal sanction. So that way they know they got to cool off at some point, and then they can return back to the killing and the bombing in the high season.
I personally don't love revisiting it before Jan because no, and you hear me out here. The fall is very, very, very lovely at the wineries. There's a lot of bed and breakfast, and then you go right into ski season. I think we do sanctions for the month of January and February every single year until they leave Ukraine. That's it. That's it. Sanctions January and February every single year until they leave Ukraine. Yes or yes?
Yeah, because it would suck around Christmas if it was just
Oh,
you turn
it would
on the
suck.
TV.
Oh, it would really suck.
Yeah.
January and February sanctions every year until they leave Ukraine. Am I right or am I right? I'm sorry. Sorry it's an audio only this week, but we're on tour and we have dates coming in Nashville, in Jacksonville, in Charlotte, in New Orleans, in Dallas, in Houston, in Cleveland, in Cincinnati. We're shooting this special in March. It won't be out till early May. So for the month of April, I'm going to do a lot of markets I haven't done. And we'll do the show live. We've had a lot of fun with it. And then we will spend the spring and the summer chilling out, podcasting, making some other content, working on a book, hopefully enjoying. But if we lift the sanctions, we got to make a deal about the gas.
Mm-hmm.
We got to make a good deal. I mean a good deal. But we're in a position now to make a really, really good deal with him for cheap oil, Daddy. I mean, that's the only thing that I can really think of right now that would make sense. And it's unfortunate that that's where we are. But I also think there's something about self-determination that is very important, that we as a society have to say there are things we enjoy and there are things we don't enjoy. And we have to get back to figuring out how to enjoy more and have more fun and be less. We need to bicker less. Truly. I think instead of fighting about this war, we ignore it. We remove all sanctions, get cheap gas, and go swimming. Put a couple of dogs and burgers on the grill. Right? You cannot hear Kharkiv being shelled over a Kid Rock song if you blast it hard enough. It's time to have the summer we deserve. The summer we've earned. Doesn't matter who's right or wrong. Doesn't matter. It's time now. It's time to enjoy our summer. We'll revisit this in January of next year. Let's give it a year. Let's take a beat. Let's take a beat. That's the episode title. Let's take a beat. Because that's what we really have to do. And a lot of people are upset with me right now because I've solved this. And people hate when I'm right. There's a lot of people out there that don't like when I'm right. They go, oh boy, that's uncomfortable. Comedian right again, solving world issues again. But what, do you not want me to do it? You want me to leave it up to these scumbags in Congress? I've just done it. Take an 11-month pause here on this. And let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy ourselves in the spoils. What good is an empire if you can't even have fun? If we're going to live in this morally compromised hellscape that was built on the blood and bones of people, can't we enjoy it? Thanks for listening.